Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, still enjoying the 1.5 anniversary. We got a day left in solo raid, so make sure that you get your runs in. I'm kind of done. I'm kind of like pooped out from solo raid trying to push it. I did what I could though. But what I wanted to talk about today was actually how the gear system works in this game, because I feel like similar to Liberation, I really wanted to talk about how it works in this game and also some of the major fixes that I feel like a lot of the community really wants to see. And obviously Shift Up acknowledged some of these changes that they're trying to figure out, at the same time not really. So let's get down to it. So first thing first, when it comes to the gear system that I really want to talk about is that in the Outpost defense, which is one of the idle parts of this game where you actually collect, you know, your rewards. Like as you can see, I know I just collected earlier, but I see some gear here, some core dust. But because my Outpost defense is level 257, I get actually some tier 9 stuff here. There's a chance I get tier 9 stuff on top of like the normal purple stuff. And then there are some guarantees of what you get, like Outpost defense, RE energy, and boost modules, stuff like that. So this is a good way of getting the gear. But also you have to remember that you have to play the campaign and try to push as far as you can to push the Outpost defense, because doing campaign stages will push your Outpost defense. So even trying hard mode, doing whatever you can actually increase your Outpost defense. Plus, every level you go, you get 100 gems, so hey, also free income. That being said though, you also get a certain amount, and you can increase this amount that you get during this idle timer by upgrading the Tactics Academy. As you can see, credits go up, the battle data goes up. I'm pretty sure this is just XP in the green, that there's no effect here. And then also core dust goes up. Unfortunately, there's not much more you can do outside of just getting the Outpost defense higher. But don't forget that to do your Tactics Academy, it's this building. It's not going to be in this spot. The way you organize your outpost is different from everybody. But this is how I have mine, but it's just this building. So you want to go here, make sure you do everything. Use all your credits you can to upgrade, because they will help you in the long run. Seriously, getting through that first, it's worth it. Now, with all that out the way in terms of gear, this is not your main way of getting gear. We have to go to another game mode for Interception. And Interception is a tough one, because I remember that was one of the last things that I actually ended up doing, because there's 3 levels to Interception. As you can see, I haven't done Interception for today. So there are 3 levels first. So the first level you'll get is going to be level D, and it's going to be Altesian, and it's going to be the train, the dreaded train. And with this comes a certain amount of rewards. Obviously, you're limited to what you get, because you're only going to get white gear from here from level 1 through 5. And then once you get to like this 5-ish area, you'll start getting a chance to get greens. But all of it's just a chance. And then even progressing further to, let's say, stage 9, you'll start seeing blues here. So you'll slowly start increasing your stats. And also, you'll get good pieces of gear throughout the campaign, so also be wary of that. Now, with that being said, what's the next one? Well, the next level of Interception is level S. And that uses Gravedigger. And for specifically the first 2, level D and level S, they do not change. The only one that changes daily is Interception X, which is this one. This one's the difficult one, but this is where you get all the goodies. But before we get to that, let's continue and let's see what the rewards you get for Gravedigger. So in terms of Gravedigger, for the first stage, you actually still end up getting the blues and stuff, but you get more of them. You get a higher chance. So it's good to try to push as far as you can, because based on the damage you deal, the better chance you get the rewards, right? So it's really good to try to push, because you'll start seeing less greens and just start seeing blues now. Especially when you get to stage 5, you'll only start seeing blues. At this point, you'll just start collecting blues, and you won't need the whites, you won't need the greens. You could just use that as upgrade material. Now, when we start getting to stage 6, this is when we'll start seeing purples, and this is where you're going to want to be at. Purples are going to be your mainstay before tier 9 gear. You'll start seeing these more and more, and with normal gear, you'll just want to worry about them being lined up, like defense, shield, whatever, you know, a DPS. But then this purple icon matters as well because it helps increase buffs, and I'll show you what that means in a little bit. Because the more you progress, the less blues you'll get, and by the time you get to level S stage 8, you'll start pushing only purples, and this is where you kind of want to be at before you get to that tier 9 gear, because you only have purple, so you'll know you're in a good spot. That being said, though, you won't see tier 9 gear here, unfortunately. If you want tier 9 gear and you want to push yourself, you really have to go to Interception X. Now, with these rewards, for stage 1, you'll just see purples. Stage 2, once again, you'll just see purples. But then you'll also get these things called Manufacturer Arms. Now, you'll only get 8 and 9 in these, so it's small. And if you get 200, you get a random piece of tier 9 equipment that actually has a manufacturer stat along with it. Now, this is where a lot of controversy happens with the manufacturer arms, because the RNG is horrible. It's horrible. Shift Up says that it's even. I'm sorry, but it's not even. I feel like you get a lot more like abnormals than you do. Ever since the Chainsaw Man event, I feel like it's been horrible. Now, with that being said, where do we start seeing the tier 9 gear outside of just getting the manufacturer arms? Well, when you get to stage 4, you'll get like a 25% chance of getting extra gear, but you still don't see it. Now, stage 5 is where you'll start seeing the slim chance of getting the tier 9 gear. This is where you'll start getting a 30% chance to get it, but at the same time, you also might get purples, so it's not a guarantee that you'll get the tier 9s. The possibilities are here for a reason with this probability chance right here. And you'll start seeing more and more by the time you get to stage 8. That being said, though, it's not guaranteed because it's a 42.5% chance on top of everything. So, what really matters is getting to stage 8 and stage 9, because stage 9 is where you start getting the rocks. And these rocks, these custom modules, will let you upgrade to overload gear. And I'll show you what overload gear is in a second. But first, how about we do a quick test run of Interception with one of my teams that I use? Why not, right? Let's go for it. Let's just do a quick test run and just get through Interception. Now, this is going to go by fast because I'm definitely end game. So interceptions I kind of just do with ease. I know a lot of people struggle. I remember I struggled and I tried taking advantage of iframe noise and stuff back then until I was able to push my team. A2 was definitely my first time I finally managed to fully complete train without worrying. But now I really don't have to worry anymore, which is great. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going through this like without even thinking. And I know that hurts, but you'll eventually get here. It might take a long time. It might be sooner than it was for me because Crown will definitely help your team in terms of DPS. But you just have to keep that in mind because at the same time, when it comes to this, like, as you can see, my Red Hood's dead because I totally screwed up getting the missiles. I can't talk and play. It's so difficult. But we finished, regardless. My poor Red Hood. She was a part of the death. But look, so we ended up getting the full 20, some tier 9 gear, and some random purples. But we also, for the bonus reward, we also got a rock, which is great. And what's great about this is that if you fully complete it, or wherever you get to, you can quick battle it and just get your progress where you're at. So if you think you can't push further, you can just hit quick battle. And we got another rock. And we got some just normal tier 9 gear. We got some extras, which is good. Some more manufacturer arms. And we'll do another quick battle so we complete it. We got another, which is fine. Actually, I can use more rocks. That's fine. That's perfect. So now, what do we use with these rocks? How do I use the gear, and how does everything work? Okay, so first things first. We're going to go back to the main menu so we can go look at our inventory, because our inventory is where we're going to see everything right now. So, as you can see, we have the manufacturer arms. We have the tier 9 gear here. And we're going to open it and see what we get, and this is where some issues may lie. Okay, good. We got a support piece for Missilis. Fine with me. I'll take it. I will take this. This is just fine. So, the way that this works with this is that with this gear, you see the Missilus symbol, and right here, if you click on the gear, it'll let you know that the equipment attributes will increase when worn by Missilus Nikkes. So you really want to make sure that you're putting this on the correct manufacturers so they can get the added buffs on top of that. But also, the main reason is because you're able to overload them. Now, what does overloading gear look like? Well, let's say for someone like Pepper. My Pepper is still such a low level. However, she has her support Missilus gear. Like, we just got an arm for her, technically, right? So with this gear, your best bet is you'd want to upgrade as far as you can. And now, this is where it gets sacrilegious in this, right? Because there's a lot of random gear that you use in this. And you really have to decide, do I want to use all this gear because I need tier 9? You don't want to do this if you're starting, by the way. You want to make sure you just have enough for all these units. But with that being said, I personally choose to use some of this leveling up. So, I choose to level it up, but once you get to level 5, you're wondering what you do at level 5. At level 5, you unlock overload gear, and overload gear looks a lot like, let's see, who do I want to use? Let's go with Modernia. So, with Modernia, your first piece will be overloaded in red, but it's going to be level 0. So you can upgrade this even further. So you can increase your stats more and more. However, this only works when you have them equipped with the appropriate manufacturer. You can't overload gear with different manufacturer gear for other Nikkes that aren't from that manufacturer. So as you can see, this is all DPS Pilgrim gear. So that's why it worked for her. And this is all defense Missilus gear that worked for Mia. Mia. Really? Mia? I'm sorry, Tia. I called you the wrong name. Damn. Damn. The disrespect for Tia. I'm sorry, girl. Anyway. Anyway. Once you upgrade them, you don't need to level them up all the way in order to do what I'm gonna say, but I just wanted to let you know that you can upgrade even further. So what you do with the rocks, there's two ways. You can either reset the attributes, or you can change the effects. So let's say I want to try to see if I could get some better lines for my Modernia here for her helmet. Let's change the effects, and I just get hit rate, nothing else. So then you get to either choose to keep or change it. I'm gonna keep because I'll just lose it. Or you can hit reset attributes and it'll take what your lines are and change the percentages to see if you'll get better percentages. So let's say, alright, so my changes increase my hit rate and attack. So in this case, I am going to change my effects. And then boom, that's how it goes. And overload gear stats are important because you'll get a lot of different ones like defense, attack, and hit rate. Or you'll start getting really good ones like max ammo. And for Modernia especially, you really want to make sure she gets some good max ammo stats and put her in Bastion. That's what I do. So you can make the most out of your characters. If you really don't know what lines to look for certain Nikkes, once again, Pridewin, Nikke.gg, Loot and Waifus, Sephi, all of those community creators out there who make these websites possible have all this info for you. So make sure you use that as provided. Now, why this is not that good of a system, I really wanted to talk about that real quick, because it's all a percentages game again, and it's not perfect because, let's go to my equipment. I have so much abnormal gear that I don't use, and abnormal gear was introduced during the Chainsaw Man collab, and it's for every collab unit, and what's unfortunate is that they don't remove. I feel like they need to change the way that it works because it's all based on just RNG again. That's how it is with this gear. So for me, I've been personally blessed to not have to worry because as you can see, I have 4 DPS Pilgrim helmets, 4 DPS Pilgrim chest plates, 3 DPS arms, 5 legs. I have a lot for a lot of Nikkes. I've gotten lucky. I've gotten extremely lucky. And I know there are some people still who are day 1 players like me who are still struggling to get another Pilgrim DPS gear to finish out their characters. And it sucks. It really sucks to see because there's no other way to use gear. There needs to be a way to recycle gear to get a guaranteed manufacturer part. All this excess gear that just goes into leveling feels like a waste of a system that could be here instead. And I think Shift Up might be working on something. They might not be. I don't know. I really hope they are because as it is, the system just sucks. There's no way to use excess gear except just wasting it away into equipment like you saw me do earlier. There's no way to change the rates for the abnormal pieces. I feel like the best way, in my opinion, is to give tier 9 abnormal equipment like a huge rate up when it comes to collab banners. Because collab banners tend to be 3 weeks. So I feel like doing those interceptions for the 3 weeks and increasing the abnormal rate up, it would be annoying, but at least it would make sense because you would want the gear for those characters. And then remove the abnormal gear from the whole manufacturer arms lineup after the event's done. Are they ever going to do that? I highly doubt it. Because I'm pretty sure they came out and said that they see nothing wrong with the RNG. And I think that's bullshit. I honestly think this system sucks. It should be reworked a bit differently. At least give players a chance to be able to recycle and have, instead of just having this RNG manufacturer arms, let us convert like, I don't know, 10 or 20 tier 9 equipment that we really want to just recycle and have a tier 9 selector. I feel like that would be really cool and would be a really good quality of life change, especially for those who are just fucked up by RNG. So that's how the gear works, and that's basically the main complaint. It's another lucky box, another RNG thing, just like the profile selector. What a shame. I've been getting ass luck with this, by the way. I wanted to know, how is your luck with this? I've been getting ass luck with this. I'm about to get pity for the gold because I've been getting dupes. And first thing I'm going to get is I'm definitely going to get the Maiden Valentine sticker. You're damn right I'm getting her. I want soda. But how's your luck been? I really want all the stickers, but unfortunately I might have to wait on that because RNG is not on my side with this. Now, I hope all that was helpful, especially if you're new or you just wanted to get a quick understanding of how the gear works, what to prepare for, how to manage your gear. And I want to say thank you again for all the support, because overnight we already hit 155 subs, which is crazy that I already got 5 subs after the last video. It's really heartwarming to see all the support, a lot of people talking more, a lot of people enjoying my videos, and there's nobody being mean to each other. That's one thing I'm really grateful for, you guys. That when there are people who ask questions, you don't berate them, you're giving them help, and I'm glad that that vibe is coming off, because I really want a positive community. So, thank you for everything. I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. Goodbye, and see you soon. Take care.